any notes and comments that have been loaded in by SWOR or other analysts in the SOC. This site panel is designed to make quick triage processes very simple. So I'm able to go ahead and assign this to me, with the status in progress, and then begin consuming the details of the alert. And then if I decide that the disposition of this is a true positive and I can take further action, I can make all those changes right away in one click. So a very refined workflow for rapidly triaging those findings. Next, if I decide that I do have a true positive and something warrants a more detailed investigation, key capability of Splunk Enterprise Security 8.0 is to be able to start investigations. So I'll pick that off. Now this launches the full capability of mission control so that SOC analysts can work together to investigate security incidents. So what they can do is they choose to start an investigation, and then they see the details of that finding. And they also have now the ability to work on multiple findings together as part of the case. So actually, I'm going to go back to the queue and I'm going to pick another finding and add it to that investigation as well. So up, and you see our new investigation is there. But I'll go ahead and take some of these other findings also associated with that user, add them to my existing investigation, and click save. And I'll go back in there. So you'll notice now in Enterprise Security 8.0 we have the ability to work on multiple findings and group as a case and be able to concern both a consolidated view of all the alerts or look at each alert in isolation to see details there. And so I can work on this as a case with my colleagues. I can also utilize another very important feature of Enterprise Security 8.0 called the response plan. I'm going to go to the response tab here and show you how that works. So the majority of security operations centers that we work with have a set of predefined procedures that need to be followed for potential security incidents. Typically, the information is saved in something like a conflict wiki or some sort of documentation system. And then there's a workflow for the analyst in that case to open that guide and tab somewhere and then work alongside with them. We are completely streamlining how this works for our customers. And the way to add a predefined response plan is really simple. So you just go ahead and select the one that you want from within your investigation, then you can launch it. You can also have these automatically launched by default if you configure the relevant response plans in your detection. And so how this works here is you have phases and tasks predefined, which lists the description and gives you the opportunity to leave notes, comments, even add files for screenshots or articles. And these can be assigned to various members of your team so they can work in concert to rapidly triage and investigate the security incident. So each analyst is able to work on a task independently of other tasks, and then everybody gets a view when a task is complete. And you're able to add notes, comments, files, and you're able to move through each phase of your response process as you work to contain and eradicate the security threat. So this is a game changer for SOCs for very, very rapid in an organized manner directly within their security prosecute and eradicate the security threat in their environment. The response plan is a huge capability, and we're so excited to bring this to all of our enterprise security customers. Next, let's talk about security detection content. A very big and important part of security analytics is the detection content that helps you find security threats. And Enterprise Security 8.0 has a number of enhancements in this area as well. First, we have event-based detection, which are very similar to correlation searches in previous versions of Enterprise Security. And these allow you to search Splunk data, Splunk events, for potential suspicious or malicious activity. And so you can create new ones of these via the content management page, or you can utilize Enterprise Security content updates, where we have over 1,000 predefined security detections ready for something that is truly indicative of a security incident and it needs to be investigated by an airline right away, you have the option to set a finding with the event-based detection right away. And then all of the configuration I've always had in the place security is still available with event-based detection. So all of the integrations, annotations, risk, conditions, throttling, rapid response, all that configurability is still there. We also have a new type of detection in Splunk Enterprise Security 8.0 we call finding-based detection. And finding-based detections are interesting because they only consume other findings, and they create high-confidence finding groups based on entity, threat object, risk threshold, or other options to help you isolate security threats. And so, like I said, they only consume other findings, and you can choose which types of findings finding-based detection is. So, in this case, I'll just say intermediate findings, and then you want to select a group type. And just for a simple example, I'll choose entity. And so what this does is it looks at existing intermediate findings, and then creates a finding group when a common entity meets or is outside of things like that. So we're saying, hey, in this case, if there are greater than 10 intermediate findings for the same entity, give me a finding group. And so this is a really powerful capability that allows security analysts to automatically aggregate their security alerts so that they don't have to do it later. And they're able to do this without writing a single line of SPL. This will be a game changer for security analysts to rapidly accelerate their time to detect, triage, and investigate security threats. And there are a number of other options that are available here, and we ask more future releases. I want you to specify how the finding-based detection works, all of the other configurations that you would have on the NSQ, with annotations, time ranges, routing, etc., is configurable on finding-based detection as well. One other brand new capability of Splunk Enterprise Security 8.0 is capability we call detection version. So I'm going to show you that now. So I've opened a event-based detection that we delivered from within Splunk Enterprise Security Content Update, and I'm just going to make a very quick change. I'm just going to save test. So now you'll notice you have this option to just save it. I have the option to save this version, and then I have the option to give it no to select. And then when I save that, what happens is new version is communication not free, created on this detection. And you'll also notice that 1.3 is actually turned off, 1.2 is still turned on. And what that means here is I have the ability to make changes to my detection without actually impacting what is running in production until I'm ready to make that change. And with the export visuals and changes and Splunk and the updates to its security content, you're able to move amongst those versions. You can see the lineage of the detection from where the version came from, and be able to turn on and turn off whichever version of the detection that you want to have. And so I'll go ahead and go back to version 1.3, and I will turn that version off. Very big stuff. I think that this is going to help simplify a lot of content engineers' lives managing security content and security. Another amazing enhancement to Splunk Enterprise Security that's coming live with ES 8.0 is a new direct integration with Splunk Store. So if you have a Splunk Store instance, you're able to go into the configuration of Enterprise Security, select the Store menu here, and pair your Splunk Enterprise Security instance with your Splunk Store. And then once you've done that, a whole new range of new capabilities become available to you right from within the workflows of Enterprise Security. One of those is the ability to run automations and playbooks and SOAR actions directly from within the NSQ on your findings and finding groups. So for example, if I wanted to take the context available inside this finding playbook, that option becomes available to me right from the NSQ. And I'm able to go ahead
that was it. Cisco Splunk. Thanks for watching and following us at ERPDUO, and looking forward to bring more good news for you. So